Hi, I'm Brittany here with your art film of the day. In today's video, I decided to try out a watercolor set I got for Christmas, the MOZART KOMOREBI watercolor paint set in metallic. As you can see, I have 6 different colors. Only one silver metallic and different variations of a gold or bronze in this set. So I started off, of course, by swatching these colors. I realized later in this video that I forgot one of the 6. So if that bothers you and you're like, wait a second, she skipped that color. Yeah, I realized that later and kind of added it in as I did the test painting part. So I did realize it, but at the time I was swatching, I did not realize I skipped a color. I was kind of nursing a migraine while doing this video, so I definitely had a scatterbrain, but this was like the easiest video I could do, just playing around with my paints, my new Christmas paints. So yeah, so forgive me for my little mistakes that I make. So right away with these, I decided to try and do the lightest, most water filled of the color, and also try to get the darkest I could with the pure paint. And I noticed that it's more of a glitter in their mixture of watercolor. To get that metallic look to it. It is very glittery. In my tests later on, it does kind of shimmer, but it's not as strong. And I did do a swatch of acrylic paint that I have, it's a craft acrylic paint that is metallic gold. I did that alongside these. I think that's also why I was, I accidentally skipped a color, because I was thinking about how much more metallic the acrylic paint was, but this is watercolor, so you're adding a ton of water to even get it to work. So that probably makes it not as strong of a pigment already. So I'm holding up the 5 swatches I did. I do a 6th one later, I promise. And this is where I go in with an acrylic swatch to see the difference, basically, so I can reference if I want to add metallic to a painting or something later, if I would go with my watercolor or do the acrylic, because it is a much stronger metallic sheen than these watercolor metallics turn out to be. So if you want a strong metallic paint, I would go with acrylic, not watercolor. But if you're already using watercolors for your painting, I think the acrylic would just stand out too much, so these watercolors would then, I think, be better for that painting and not stand out too much. I did the silver, I think, best at this very beginning point. It felt like the most, guess you could say, vibrant of the metallic colors. Here I'm just showing off the royalty-free book that I'm gonna get kind of inspiration from to go off of. They just have little filigrees that I figured would be great to try out like some metallic paint on. So I do like a little leafy grape design like I showed you, and this is where I figured out that I do 6 grapes with leaves, but then or I guess 5 because I don't do the silver on this one, and then I realized that I had one less bronze or gold color than I swatched. So once I start painting these is where I realized my oops and fix that part. And I wasn't really going for like copying specifically from that book, just kind of getting an idea to just play around with paints on. I wasn't trying to do like a finished piece or anything, just kind of playing around like you would in your sketchbook. And so I start off with just going down the line of my paints, and I realized that they might be better if you mix like the bronze and the rose gold. Like those are 2 very close together, as you see me painting here. So the next section, this is where I figure out, I didn't swatch the next color too. Anyways, back to the whole blending thing. Like I think if you mixed bronze and the rose gold, those would look good together to get like a deeper metallic sheen, and also have like the gradient effect that you may want better with these watercolors. I did find that the bronze also gave a good sheen like the silver. That was my favorite at the beginning. And this like super yellow gold or light gold, I guess yellow gold is the one I forgot to swatch. It reminded me of like the golden snitch from Harry Potter. Just the color and the fact that it was metallic. I don't know. That's what I got from it. So I'm renaming it that instead of the light gold. But here I did like just little leaves that I'm trying to see that kind of blending technique where I take the 2 close metallic colors and putting them next to each other. So I did a couple of those just to see what that effect got. And then here is where I'm just sketching up some leaves to actually do the silver color. And I think these paints are very touchy with how much water you use, which it's kind of hard because they're not liquid, they're just the tablet kind of watercolor where you have to add water to even start them up. So it's almost like you have to have an edge of it with the puddle of water and then like lightly take in water to get the stronger pigment of that paint so that you can have the metallic, because when it has like the lighter, more water areas, to me it didn't seem like it really shone as well as the darker spots. But yeah, that was my playing with the metallic watercolors I got, and I plan to do like a bigger painting with these in the future. So if you're interested in seeing that later, be sure to subscribe and also like this video if it helped you out to decide if you wanted to buy these or if you're looking for metallic watercolors. Here I'm kind of trying to show you the sheen. I don't know if you can see it. It's like extra subtle on camera. In real life it looks a little bit better. But thank you so much for sticking around this long and watching the full video. Please give it a like and subscribe for more, and click on that extra video if you want to see more from me. Thank you so much.